pull it out just a little bit. Keep hitting that ice maker.
Go ahead and put your other things on. These are the tray stackers. Makes it very nice to be able to use them so you don't have to have so much rack space. There we go. The next tray simply gets set on top of those. You can stack as many as you need. Pretty cool. Alright, we got the egg yolks and the egg whites, and they're separated into different places. It is interesting to see how much they separate away from the edge. See how that slides right down? We got all that space on there. And these are basically just a very fine, almost fiberglass-like texture. Very, very fine. When we get to the yolks, the yolks have a little bit of a greasy texture to them. There we go. There is a gap along the bottom, but they definitely didn't shrink as much as the others. So let's see what happens. Pry that in. There we go. Just a small little pry up. Definitely more dense. But there you go. And no, I'm not going to taste it. Very cool. So the way that we like to store these down when we do it, well, in the past we've only ever done the actual eggs as whole eggs. Here's what the whole eggs look like. Nice powder. We'll use that in different dishes, like that, with all sorts of fun stuff. We wanted to see if we could use them separated, and it looks like it's working. The method that I use to accomplish this is I go ahead and take all of this, break it up, and put it into a large gallon jar. This big jar gives us the ability to capture it all, and then I actually blend it all down into the powder to make it far easier to use. Sections of this come up into the jar. Having done the eggs before, comparing this to the whole eggs versus the separated eggs, these whites are super, super light. The yolks are super dense, and the combination of the two is right in between. No surprise there, right? I just have this Cuisinart blender. It's for drinks. It does a good job for these. Crush it down just a little bit to start. Okay, then I'm going to turn it on and blend it. Now it'll compact if you leave it vertical, so I turn it sideways so that I can get portions of it and then shift it around and get more. Here goes. There we go. That gets us down to our powdered eggs. Looks pretty good. I'm just going to throw this in a gallon bag for right now. We're going to do some experiments on this and have some fun times. It's not going to be stored for long-term use. The whites from pretty much half of all those eggs that we saw us do. That is compacts down extremely far. All right, let's get the other whites. So you may be able to see that it's causing a bit of dust. And all that dust stays in the jar rather nicely, using the jar with the lid that kind of closes up around the top like that. Now, we've tried using it in cups and other bowls and things like that, and the powders just kind of explode everywhere. So that's why we like to do it inside the jar. All right, there's the remainder. The whites from all those eggs amounts to that. How interesting is that? Now it's time for the yolks. Let's see how those do. As we saw, they're significantly more dense. Here, we'll throw a microphone right next to that. There we go. Get a solid idea of what that sounds like. Pretty interesting. They are sticking. We'll get you some better shots of it coming out. Look at that. It is sticking quite a bit. Just prying that up. Yeah, it's going to stick pretty good. So we may go a different method here. We may do more of a scrape and get as much out as we can. And then we'll come back with a spatula, and I might be able to just use a spoon. Some of that's just going to be coming up in these tiny, tiny pieces. It's a full jar right there. Not going to condense down in the same way. In fact, I probably won't be able to crush it. I'll probably have to grind it down through it as we go. All right, let's see what we get with this. Yeah, definitely not. Gonna have to grind. Starting to compact a little bit as we do it, so I think we're at a good place. Alright, so there you go. Got the egg whites and the yolks. You can see this is almost like a compact powder, and this one's This looks like a dust. Very dusty and very sticky. There you go. Freeze dried separated eggs. We'll show videos in the future as we use these. I'm curious about making our creme brulee with this. So, some things that'll be fun to try out. Stick around. Check out our videos, subscribe, let us know in the comments what you like, what you don't like, and what you want to see more of. Enjoy!